Hello everyone, this is Racquel Palmese and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. I love seeing the names pop up on the screens. Glad to share this with you. There's been energy coming in since this morning to help me feed into this energy field with you today. So I would ask us to take some deep breaths to get started. Breathing in all the way, releasing whatever in your day has been happening so far, allowing yourself to enter this field with me. I welcome you here. I welcome us here. Every time we meet together on these Wednesdays, it feels like the field that we are creating, the energy field we are creating, gets stronger and stronger. And what I'm asked to address with you becomes deeper and more in context with the things that need to move in life today, the crucial things that we need to look at, the way we need to set ourselves up for adapting to a brand new world that is happening. So let's take a couple of breaths. Thank you for being here. Oh, hi Maxie. I love that you're here. Hello Marina and Carol. Hi Abbas. Hello Tanny. And all those that are with me on Instagram. Hi Socorro and Robin. It's wonderful to see you. So I'm breathing, I'm opening to what it is that I'm meant to talk to you about today. And as always, I feel these transmissions as part of an evolutionary step that is being taken, or we are being urged to take, and we are actually being set up to take by spirit, by the universe, by our own forward motion as humanity. We are being urged to take these steps, and they're hard ones. So as you're breathing, begin to feel into your heart center. There is the heart center, the chakra, the energy center, the whole area of the torso. Breathing in here. This sits between the throat chakra, the center of expression. We often can feel very clogged up. We often find our voices scratchy or contracted or needing to be too loud to get our point across. There, the heart sits right underneath there and right on top of the diaphragm, which is a place where we hold a lot of creativity. We also hold a lot of fear. And we can feel the back of these energy centers as well. Back of the throat often is tense and in pain, spreading out to tension in the shoulders. So let's move around, let's move our chin and our shoulders and our arms around a little so that we can begin to flow into what we're about to receive today. And I'm right there with you because I don't really know. So I'm opening to let it come through. And I feel you opening with me to allow this to come through. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So breathing in to this heart center, feel it opening the back of the heart. It's a very powerful, powerful receiver of spiritual energy. If you want to hold your hands like this and spread your shoulder blades out, you'll feel the opening of the back of the heart. It's a very powerful thing. And then come back and pull your shoulder blades together in the back and feel the front of the heart opening. This is the opposite of the way most of us spend our days. I know I've said it before, but it's true. Lift your chin, lift your diaphragm, open here. Nice releasing breaths. Shake it out, maybe. Shake it out. Okay. Thank you for being with me. I feel you. I always feel you with me. And it starts amping up the energy field, whether you're here now or whether you come in later. What I meant to bring forth to you today is the power of an open heart. So feeling into that heart space, you can also feel that it might be a little closed, that your heart might be closed off, that it might be feeling heavy. That it might be feeling weighted down, especially with all the challenges and all the offerings of our lockdown right now. You can feel the heart might be weighted down with the stress of trying to do life right now. Maybe there's worries about jobs or money. Maybe there's frustrations with having to become teachers for our children. Maybe there's worry about others. Maybe we know someone who's got this virus right now. Maybe we look at the news and our heart breaks for what's going on in our country on so many different levels. And feel the weight that you might be holding in your heart. That maybe there's things in your life that can't get done right now. Ways that we can't engage with life right now. We can't escape this. We can't fly away and run away from any of this. We are asked to stay and be and look at ourselves. And it can close our heart off. It can make us angry and frustrated. Sometimes it can make us feel hopeless. We can even be in despair. We can even wonder if there's life after any of this, if there's life of anything that we've known before. Will we ever feel comfortable in large gatherings again? How long is this going to be going on? Is there going to be school? Do we have to reinvent everything from the way we work to the way we teach our children? And how do I, as one little person, navigate this? It can weigh so heavily on us. Are my parents okay? What would I do if they became sick? There are so many stresses on us right now, for a lot of us, and yet we are asked to find a way to open our hearts. And what exactly does that mean? It doesn't really mean feeling happy and loving all the time. But an open heart is a heart that is not preoccupied with fear. An open heart is a heart that is creative, that is able to put fear aside. That open heart is connected to spirit, is connected to universal forces. It knows basically of the perfection of everything that is being called in right now, as painful as it is. So an open heart, willing to put fear aside, come fully into itself is a creative heart, is a heart that can fix problems. It's a heart that can renew itself. It's a heart that loves deeply, whose love is bigger than the fear that tries to make it contract. So feel into your heart, because there is that aspect to you also. There is that aspect that is open, that aspect that wants the best, not just for yourself, but for the collective, for the planet, for everyone you know. And it is a heart that just doesn't live in hoping and wishing. This part of your heart knows itself to be powerful. And yet it can get so occluded by the weightiness of the fear that it hides until we find ways to release the fear and empower that natural proclivity of our hearts to want to create things anew, to want to let things change and shift. An open heart is agile. An open heart is a true reflection of God, of creation. And creation is never still. Creation is always creating. So feel deeply in this moment into this part of your heart that is open, that is willing, that wants to fly, that wants to express, that wants to love and know love ever more deeply. Feel into that part of you, because in the collective and personally, in each of our lives and in the life of humanity, we find ourselves standing at the edge of an abyss. And the abyss is filled with our collective fears, with the fire of our anger, our frustration at even having to look at any of this. The abyss is deep. We don't want to get sucked up in it, and yet we look back at the way life has normally been, and all of a sudden, the main structures of everything we know don't seem to be working anymore. And it's not just because of the pandemic and being sequestered. It's part of it. But we've known even before this that most of our structures really aren't working. Education, our economy, the way we live, the disparity around the globe of the way the wealth of the planet is distributed. Anything that we can look at almost is really close to dysfunction and has been for a very long time, and yet we keep patching it up and trying to make it okay. Our universities have turned into places where we're just trained to go into jobs. We're not really educated in the way that university education's promised us in the past. We've closed it and closed it and closed it to create a workforce, which is okay. It's okay. But we're suffering the contraction of that, the lack of curiosity and creativity among the generations that are way younger than I am. And you, of these younger generations, are desperate to break out of the constraints of it. You're trying lots of new things. It's wonderful. But the basic structures are still holding it in place. We have been a fear-based planet. Look at us. Our greed and acquisitiveness, all of it. Our ability to walk past, right on by when people are suffering. The numbness. These are all fear-based reactions to life. And we are standing right at the edge. We have taken it as far as we can. And it's time for us to reinvent the way we live. To be able to look deeper, bigger, understand where we're stuck. On the other side of the abyss is a recreated way of life. And the thing that can bridge that abyss without falling into it is an open heart. The heart will take us there. Look at your own life. Look at the things that really need to change in it. Just take a look. The accepted ways of doing things, the ways of eating, maybe. The way we do friendships, relationships. A lot of it's beautiful, a lot of it is dysfunctional. The way we love can be so small. How do we let that love grow? How do we let our hearts embrace a bigger picture of who we are as parents, friends, lovers, sons and daughters, citizens of the planet? This is the greatest challenge humanity has ever known. We are being asked to take a quantum leap, and it is a leap of faith. Faith in a knowing in our hearts that we have what it takes to live a full and vibrant, giving life. Where instead of asking what's in it for me, we ask what's in it for us. Instead of a fear-based thought of how do I protect myself, how do I get what I need, we shift, our hearts open. How do I get what's good for all of us? It comes to the most basic of beingness, of our concept of beingness in this life. If you take a deep breath and feel your heart open now that we've been in this field together, feel the inclusion, feel yourself part of a great matrix of human life, across this globe, around the planet. And who knows how far out we extend into realms of universes, spirit. Feel your heart open. What is missing in your life? What is your heart calling out for? To experience what greater love? Can we hold for our families, our work? How can we bring all the aspects of our life into real integrity, where we are living from our deepest values, where we are in constant communion with Spirit, with the universe, with that which you call God, and indeed with our own spirit self embodying into our life. We will bridge that chasm, but we have to do it together. We have to be willing to enlighten ourselves, to receive guidance, to open to intelligence that streams in from spiritual realms, that offers itself so freely to an open heart. Most of life is an ego dream. An ego, nothing wrong with ego. Ego as the storyteller of the being, the mind. Ego as the storyteller will tell stories of our fear. That is how most of life is lived right now. Ego stories of fear. What if this? What if this? Casting our thoughts into the future and painting fearful pictures for us to look at. But try this. Allow ego to disconnect from fear. Put fear aside. It'll be there waiting for you when you want it. Put fear aside for the moment. Allow ego to attach to an open heart. Allow ego to tell the stories of courage and creativity, of renewal, of love and caring, of empathy, compassion, of excitement for a new way of being. Let the ego tell those stories. And see what happens when ego is in service to an empowered heart. And heart empowerment is what's being called in for us, offered to us. We will be supported by all the forces of unseen beings, light energies, if we open our hearts. They will help us bridge that abyss. They will fly us over it. And we will create something beautiful together. And we will keep growing and challenging and probably griping and pulling ourselves along and pulling each other along, and that's just the way it's supposed to be. But we'll be there, closer to our essence and all of our potential as human beings. Please join me in this quest, in this journey. I love taking it with you. I love you, and you are loved. Be well. See you next Wednesday.